So, hi, Kevin. Hi, Dan. It's Adam here, Principal Partner of Elite Leaders. Today, we're having another session of our Elite Leaders Insights, Partners Insights. And I'll be keen to understand a little bit more about you guys, your roles, responsibilities, and find out more about Mercury and exactly what you're experiencing out there in the current recruitment trends and marketplace. So if you wouldn't mind just giving us a little bit of an overview and a background of your roles and responsibilities within Mercury, that would be great. And then we can kick off with some other questions.
Yeah, sure. I'll go first, Dan, if you're happy with that.
Okay.
So, yep, my name's Kevin Flower. I'm part of the sales team here at Mercury. So my responsibility is looking at potential opportunities and engaging with clients and taking people through the sales process.
Pretty simple stuff, good stuff. Thank you, Kevin. Dan, what's your role and responsibility?
So my name's Daniel Fox. I look after marketing at Mercury. And for anyone that doesn't know, we are the champions of digital transformation in recruitment. So we enable medium, large and enterprise recruitment and staffing companies leverage the strength of the Microsoft Power Platform to help them make more placements, to grow their business, to be more competitive. So we enhance collaboration, we strengthen and automate processes, and we help deliver business insights that enables them to be more successful.
Thanks, Dan. And yeah, I understand exactly that particular role and responsibilities that you do. So guys, look, I'll open this up to both of you. Post-pandemic, pre-pandemic, what do you feel that a recruitment business in particular, has started to look at more within their business processes? So either of you can answer or just tell me a little bit about what you're hearing out there from the recruitment world.
I think the pandemic has brought about, with everybody sort of working from home, it's changed the landscape of work quite a lot. And I think it's changed how teams work together and how businesses operate. So I think that collaboration piece has been the biggest change within the pandemic. And I think as we're coming out of that, everyone hasn't gone rushing back to the office. Teams are disjointed for good or bad. Not everyone's in one place. People are working at home. There's hybrid working. And where we've seen the biggest increase is in collaboration tools such as Teams. That Teams has been, Kevin often uses the phrase, the product of the pandemic. And I think it really is. It's helping people collaborate, talk to each other, work together as if they were all in one place. And I think that's been the biggest driver, I think, the biggest change that we've sort of seen.
Yeah, Kevin, would you agree? Do you think that's changing now, that people are now returning much more back to an office, or has it remained hybrid or remote?
No, I think I agree with Dan. I think most people I think people would like the idea of going back to the office, but in reality, it's not going back in its entirety. I think there's very much a hybrid approach. But even so, I think that collaboration piece across organizations as they expand and go have different presence, different offices either in country or around the globe, that streamlining of process, that automation of process, but that bringing together of the collaboration with products like Teams is really come to the forefront. I think in that first week of the pandemic, 11 million new businesses started using Teams, and Microsoft have just invested significantly in that since that point forward. And people that are using Teams can see the functionality that has just grown and grown with Teams Voice now. It's just amazing what's happening in that product alone. And that really plays into our hands because we're able to streamline and work within it.
Yeah, 100%. And so give me some examples, of some recent businesses that have adopted it, how it's changed and impacted their business. In particular, I suppose the consultants that would be using it more regularly than most. So have you got some examples you can share with us that, it's completely transformed somebody's business pretty much?
Yeah, I mean, well, all of our clients are using Teams in some way, shape, or form, and the fact that they're using Mercury in conjunction with their business just means that they can start to push data out of their system of truth and their system of and collaborate across the business, whether that's approval processes, notifications that deals have been done, whether that's notifications that jobs have been added into the system, which then you can start to collaborate and share information back with your colleagues. It's just a really nice, slick way of being the glue of any business. Whereas historically, you might have shouted across the office, got up and walked round to someone else's desk. That's now not possible. So Teams has been that replacement, and it's a really nice way of it's far more than video conferencing, which is what I think a lot of people typically think of Teams. It's a whole collaboration piece which enables a business to share information across all of their core systems in one central view.
Just going to say, I think it's those people who don't live inside the CRM all the time that still get those updates and notifications. Where we automate a lot of notifications into Teams, it means those people don't need to be sat inside the CRM watching what's going on all the time, because they're living in Teams. That's where the messages and things are going to come through. So by automating that, it's bringing this CRM activity and consultant activity straight through to whoever needs to have it at the right time, instantly. We use it a lot ourselves to notify about new leads coming in, to notify about businesses deals that have closed, in the same way as our customers use it for notification of placements or for placement approvals, that type of stuff. And I think the important thing is it means that people not only do they not need to live in the CRM, but sometimes they don't even need to have a CRM license to be able to interact and work with consultants. They're going to get their Teams notification. They can approve or reject this request without logging into the CRM at all. So I think it's broadening the capabilities of businesses as well.
And just beyond that, obviously we're talking a little bit specifically about Mercury as I guess we want to do, but Teams just as a product, having multiple channels across your business, sharing ideas, sharing documentation, editing and working on tenders together, it just expands that. Whereas you might go and sit in a meeting room and explore that. Historically, today you don't need to. You can do it all within Teams, and whether it's a social channel or a business channel, it's an amazing product.
Yeah, fantastic. Well, look, Teams is one just solution, which I suppose is the brand leading solution within your ecosystem. But what's new? What else is there that Mercury can share today that you offer to a recruiter? Tell us a little bit more, go into, I suppose, a little bit more detail of some of the things that you're helping recruiters other than Teams. I know we get the Teams, I understand the Teams bit is a powerful way of communication, but what's the other best bits that you can share?
Well, I think the big one for us, and Dan, I think you'll expand on it after I finish, but automation is huge for us at the minute, and how you can streamline and speed up process and avoid the low value activities, conversations that you can perhaps replace through automation. We don't want to replace the role of a recruiter, because the value and the conversations that you have with candidates and clients are what that proves your success. But actually, there are lots of low value things that you have to do on a day-to-day basis that frustrate and can just be done through automation. So that's a big thing for us right now, and not just automating within your core CRM, automating beyond it. I know we mentioned Teams there, but there's lots of other ways that you can start to trigger out customer voice surveys that are feeding information back into the business, that can route the responses into a Teams channel. And from that Teams channel, you can automatically post it out to a LinkedIn page. So you're taking automation through not just your CRM and sending out an email, but having a response from that email, automatically updating your CRM and automatically giving you the opportunity to post out to another third-party application such as LinkedIn, or adding to a MailChimp mailing list, whatever it might be. It's routing activities inside your CRM, outside and back in and beyond. It's amazing. We're almost at the point where if you can think it, we can do it.
And that's a lot of the conversation. But that is a lot of the conversations we've had. We talk to customers and they say, wouldn't it be great if we could do this? Right. Okay. Well, then we can go away and build that. That's the beauty of the Power Platform, is that the tools are there. It is like a toolbox or a selection of levers, and we just have to think, right, what is it you want to achieve? And then we'll decide which levers to pull on, whether it's an automation, whether it's customer voice, whether it's Power BI and reporting and analytics, that sort of thing. The levers are all there for us to use. So we just have to understand what it is you want to achieve. And it then becomes, as Kevin sort of mentioned a minute ago, it then becomes, what's the limit of your imagination almost? What's the limit of what you want to achieve? Kevin's just touched on a couple of examples there, but there's 200 connectors within the Power Platform. There's something like 500 third-party applications that work with the Power Platform as well. So it really is a case of you can go as far as you want to with this, and sort of dive as deep as you want to with this. SharePoint can link to DocuSign and those types of things. So you can automate all kinds of processes. And it really does come back to, what do you want to do?
Great. Well, look, I'm sure this is really insightful for the members, and our membership is going to grow and grow, and people obviously are going to come and join us. This would be very valuable for them to have that intel and insight into the sort of things that you guys can offer and you do. So let's come on to the point of Elite and why you chose Elite and why you want to continue partnering with us. What is it about it that you like? What is it about the group that you get the most out of? And Kevin, I see you quite regularly on some of the Zoom calls, and hopefully we can get you also that sort of face-to-face time. So yeah, guys, give us a little bit about your Elite experience and what you're finding that you like about it.
Well, Elite's it's a great network. It's a really collaborative network, and the community is a really strong one. Always looking to help each other, and we see that being parts of the conversations that take place day to day. We're keen to be the partner of choice for all members. Obviously, we have a core function, a core product in Mercury as a CRM, but the value that we can start to offer clients as well is beyond that. So some of the advice and consultancy around how you might want to make the best out of some of your Microsoft applications. We're a Microsoft Gold partner, so how you can start to utilize some of the automations that we just talked about there, but perhaps not yet investing in Mercury, but so we can start to talk about that. So we really like the community, we really like the content, and then the principals are great people, but some of the sessions are really insightful and interesting, and the community conversation beyond that is really nice to be part of.
Yeah, I agree. There's lots of takeaways, isn't there, from every single session. I don't think we don't not think about what the session is happening. We make it very topical and relevant to the economic, ethical, and cultural changes that a recruiter is going through. And every leader that is sort of part of Elite, they take away something that they can then take back to their teams and engage and learn and develop and nurture. And your type of offering is definitely, I think, something that needs to be more discovered. Hence why we're doing these types of sessions, because people need to find out more and learn more and discuss these types of values that exist in the markets that can aid and abet their businesses as they scale and grow or potentially look to exit. Because that's what Elite really is all about, as we're probably all familiar with. We're an advisory body that helps that business maintain, sustain, and grow to the levels that they want to eventually want to exit that business, and perhaps one of the larger groups or recruitment bodies comes along and decides that now is the time to have that conversation. So Dan, what's your experience of Elite, if any, and what do you feel and get, what sort of feelings do you get from Elite?
I think Elite is a very valuable peer group of companies that work together, sharing ideas, supporting each other. Everyone's keen to make their businesses not just bigger and stronger and more profitable, but making their businesses better. That might be better to work for, better to work with. And I think Elite Leaders is very supportive in that. And I think the topics that are covered and the caliber and diversity, I think, of speakers. It's not just the same old circuit of recruitment experts that are speaking. You're bringing in different opinions and different perspectives, often outside of recruitment. And I think recruitment sometimes does need to look out the window and take views from elsewhere as well. And I think that's really valuable, in addition to the peer group and the networking that goes on.
Yeah, great. Well, look, guys, we could probably talk all day, but I think we've got enough here to, engage with the wider audiences, but also give our members a little bit more insight about Mercury and especially Teams and the ecosystem that you have there. Anything else we need to be aware of? Anything that's up and coming that you haven't mentioned yet? We can obviously get your details over to our members so they can get in touch, Kevin or Dan, to find out more about you, which we will do. But yeah, anything that we need to know or be aware of that's up and coming, or have we pretty much covered it off?
Well, I think we really value any conversation with businesses that are part, members, and actually one thing that we've started doing quite recently is running a webinar, and there'll be a series of webinars, but one that we just done last week is that one called The Power of the Possible, which is where we talked about automation just a few seconds ago. We'd really like to run that session for the members and see whether that's something that that people would like to see. It's not Mercury's not the driver for what we would be showing. There'd be an element of it being the facilitator at times, because that is our facilitator, but just showing you the art of the possible and thinking beyond standard CRM automation.
Yeah, well, look, get those links out on the WhatsApp groups. The WhatsApp groups are there to share information, but also relevant and topical topics and subjects that the members are going to find of a benefit. So yeah, feel free to put that onto the WhatsApp group so the guys can know or when the webinar is coming up, and I'm sure you'll get a few people that will be interested in coming along and sharing that time with you to get a little bit more in depth, as we've discussed today. So guys, look, really appreciate your time. It's been a fantastic session. We'll close it off there, and I hope to see you at some of the live events and some of the sessions that are coming up in the near future. It's great to see you.
Thanks very much, Adam.
Thanks,
All the
Adam.
best.